watching the National News Desk, America's News Now. I'm Jean Jeffcoat. It's Thursday, September 4th, and this morning the Supreme Court considering taking up a case to determine the future of Trump's trade policy. This all comes after a controversial ruling from judges in a lower court who claimed the tariffs were illegal.
The tariffs are vital to the success of this country. When I say I ended 7 wars, at least half of those wars were ended because of the power of tariffs. I was able to say, well, we're not doing any business with you, or if you're going to war, we're putting a big tariff on you. And all of a sudden they announced that the war was settled. I settled 7 different wars.
And we want to get right to Angelo Brown at the live desk. And you heard it right there. Trump says tariffs are vital. Do we know when the Supreme Court will hear this case, Angela?
Yeah, we're all waiting for that answer, Jen. The High Court has not set a date as of yet, but the president is pushing the Supreme Court to take up his appeal as early as November. Normally, though, the Supreme Court would take as long as maybe next summer to issue such a lofty decision. The president has made tariffs a central part of his trade policy. You can see him with the chart right there. And without them, his entire agenda could be in jeopardy. The appeal request came just a few days after the court ruled 7-4 that the president overstepped his powers when he slapped those new rates on virtually every country. Here's a portion of that ruling. Right here, the core congressional power to impose taxes such as tariffs is invested in the legislative branch by the Constitution. Now, according to the appeal filed by the White House, a delayed ruling from the Supreme Court could result in billions of dollars in collected taxes being paid back to the countries that have already paid up, which could cause even more chaos. The appeals court ruling is set to take effect on October 14th, giving the Trump administration time to actually ask the Supreme Court to take up this case. But if the High Court kicks the can down the road until next year, the appeals court ruling could pause Trump's tariffs indefinitely until a ruling is made. Now, we're keeping our eyes on the markets this morning to see how it reacts to the news, of course, right here at the live desk.